One last thing I want to talk about just very briefly in the Luke passage, Luke chapter 9, at the beginning, where Yeshua sends out his disciples. And one of the things that I wanted to correlate this back to is, remember a week or two ago when he sent them out across the Sea of Galilee and says, go to the other side? And they hit a storm and stalled in the middle of a lake, and they finally panic and wake him up. So he gets up and he rebukes the wind and says, calm, be still. And then he chews them out, and he calls them hard-hearted. And I interpret that to mean that they had every tool in their bag that they needed to get across that lake, but they didn't know they had it. So if it isn't in your theology that it's okay to talk to the weather, that's not something you're going to do, simply because it's not something you would ever think of. So when he gets up and stands up in the boat and says, stop it, and the weather stops, he's doing something that they didn't realize they had the authority to do. But they did, because he told them to go across the lake, which means that he gave them everything they needed, and then he rebukes them when they don't. There's no point in rebuking them if they didn't have what they needed. If I tell you to build a house and I don't give you a hammer, and then come back and rebuke you for not building the house, that's my fault because I didn't give you a hammer. So here, when he sends these guys out, he explicitly tells them what their authority is. He says, I want you to go out and heal the sick. I want you to go out and cast out demons. I want you to go out and preach the good news. And so they did it, because they knew that they had the authority to do it. He didn't just say, all right, guys, hit the road, I'll see you in 6 months. Come back and tell me what you did. He doesn't do that. He gives them specific instructions, and because he does, they know what their authority is, and they act in that authority, and they do it. You guys have the same authority. At the end of Mark chapter 16, picking it up at verse 15, and he said to them, go into all the world and proclaim the gospel to the whole creation. Whoever believes and is baptized will be saved, but whoever does not believe will be condemned. And these signs will accompany those who believe. Notice, not you who believe, but those who believe. In my name they will cast out demons, they will speak in new tongues, they will pick up serpents with their hands, and if they drink any deadly poison it will not hurt them. They will lay their hands on the sick, and they will recover. So this passage in Luke, where he sends them out, he specifically tells them what their authority is. And that's different than when he sent them across the sea. He didn't tell them specifically, so they had no idea that they were authorized to speak to the weather. Here they understand what their authority is, and you also should understand what your authority is, because it's the same authority. Please consider becoming a sponsor. Please visit crimsonthread.com/purpose for an explanation of what we're doing and perhaps to become a sponsor. Thank you.